Welcome to Future CXO and Board. This is 2 minutes of technology for the top executive. I love to talk about opportunity on a board and CXO level, but given the state of the world these days, I want to talk a little bit about risk. Let's start with an understanding of what is risk. We'll do the fundamental risk equation first. The fundamental risk equation says inherent risk is the product of risk severity times risk frequency. What happens if something bad happens, and how often do you expect it to happen? It may be cataclysmic, but only happens once in a millennium. It may be a relatively low impact, but happens all the time. So you multiply those two together, and getting the terms is not easy. We'll talk about that in the future. You then come up with your inherent risk. Then management, the technology people, the technical experts put in a risk mitigation strategy. Maybe it's buying insurance, laying it off on somebody else. Maybe it's a technical mitigation. Maybe it's a procedural mitigation. And so you start with your inherent risk, you reduce it by the risk mitigation cost and benefit, and that gives you a residual risk. This is the risk of what will happen after you do what you're going to do to prevent it, minimize it, avoid it. And so that's what we as board members and C-suite executives should be talking about. Here's the risk if we do nothing. Here's what we're going to do about it, maybe multiple options. And then here's the risk we are willing to live with. Because if you assume you're going to be in a risk-free environment, you're not in business. We don't live in that world. We deal in uncertainty. And so given the risky nature of the world today, I think it's important that when we talk about risk, we use the right terminology. And that's what I hope I've shared with you this morning.